Hey, it's MK and I am back with another color craze combination for you guys today. And today is kind of a monochromatic color tone, but I did pull out a bunch of other colors to make it not so monochromatic. I'm also playing with Christy's Beautiful Life, 30 Days of Sketches, and this beautiful sketch is by Rachel Usher. I cannot wait to play with this. So I've pulled out a few tickets that I received in a kit. I have some random, I think this one is Pink Fresh, and the globe is actually from Creative Memories. And then I have two little pieces that are from 49 and Market. One is from the Anywhere collection, and then the other one is just a branding strip that I pulled out. I have these other little pieces here. This one here is a leftover from Creative Memories again, and it was a border strip that went all the way across. I was worried about that tree, and I have no intention of using that section of it. That's okay. I have a couple other things from 49 and Market and a Brad from Teresa Collins. So a good little mix of things here and there. I have some Close to My Heart cardstock that was left over from a few years ago, but not that many years ago because of the fact that it is two-tone on the cardstock. I also have this beautiful vellum map paper that is from Stamp It Up. And then this beautiful shiny, I don't know, iridescent paper that came from my Tonic Studios craft kit. I love getting these specialty papers, although the shine won't be seen because I'm going to be using it behind my vellum. And then I have this beautiful wood grain that has this gold in the inside, and that is from Michael's, picked up several years ago, you guys, and I mean like probably 10 good years ago. I just happened to have one, and I felt like it all matched my color combination. So I'm just trying to figure out which way is going up for my map, and then I'm going to go and cut apart all of my wood grain for the effect that I'm going for. Now, I did take Rachel's sketch and turn it so that way the stripes are going horizontal as opposed to vertical, because I felt like that went with my photos a little bit better than everything going up and down. I probably could have left it going up and down. I don't think it would have mattered. But what I ended up doing is cutting all of my papers, and now I'm going to create my background, but I had to go into my stash and pull out another large piece of cardstock because the wood grain is all cut apart. Now I don't have a solid sheet except for my piece of vellum, and I didn't think that that was going to work. So I went ahead and pulled just this pewter color from Close to My Heart, and then where I want my rip in my wood grain to go is going to be somewhere in the middle-ish. I'm not sure if it's going to be exactly in the middle or not, but I wanted my darker paper to be in the center. Like I said, you're not going to be able to see the shine because I really just wanted to make the map stand out a little bit more. Did I need to use all the map? No, but did I want to try and figure out where it was supposed to go? No. So I just used all of it. I also have another sheet of this too if I want to use it for another project. You guys, I am to the point where I am like drowning in paper, so I'm okay if I don't gut this piece of paper and scrimp and save on that piece of paper. I am perfectly fine with that. All right, for my wood grain pieces, very briefly, you got to skip it all. I had to still do it all. I went through and I scuffed up just the two edges. I didn't scuff up the end pieces, but just the longer edges. Scuffed them up and then inked them up with the Weathered Wood Oxide color. It is beautiful for this dusty teal replica. I just thought it was the perfect match, considering I don't have a whole lot of this dusty teal. Now, also, if you noticed in the picture of the swatch that we picked out, there was a brown handle on top of one of the pots. The eucalyptus leaves has various shades of the green and the dusty teal. So that I felt like this wood grain paper had every single color that was in the swatch. And then, of course, putting that gray behind the map made that dusty teal color that I was looking for, because it's a little on the gray side as opposed to on the blue side, I guess, is teal blue or is teal green. I don't know the answer to that. I'm always saying aqua or teal, right? So anyways, I went ahead and I just ripped out a big old chunk of all my wood grain. And because my dark piece does not go all the way up and down my page, I am going to leave the last two pieces of wood grain going all the way across. So it's going to look like a rip right down the center of my page. Did I want it exactly center? No, not really. I wanted it a little to the left or a little to the right, somewhere, but I did not plan it to be right smack dab in the middle. It just worked out that way. Honestly, I definitely didn't expect it to be like that. All right, so the last thing I'm going to do for my background is I am going to draw out the line of where my rip has taken place. Now it doesn't look natural enough for me. And truth be told, I could have done this entire layout without that rip, but it was part of the sketch and it was a fun process to go through. I didn't mind it. I love how thick my background ended up being. Like, it's sturdy, thick. It's not, picture frame thick, but it is definitely just a good solid background, and I really do enjoy it. I did enjoy the process of it. It was a little on the different side for me, and I ended up loving the layout. I just, wasn't too thrilled with how, random this rip looked. It just wasn't going my way, going in the direction I wanted it. So what I did was I pulled out my Minte chalk paint, and this one here is Breeze color. Again, it was the perfect color for that dusty teal, except that it got the lighter portions of it, like in her jacket or when the light hits one of the pots just right. It's just that lighter color. And so I did enjoy bringing this color in. And so what I'm going to do is follow my pencil lines and have it brush in like it's the shading from the wood grain. So it's just kind of going to accent the map just a little bit more. And I love how this looks. Now, I should have put a little bit more adhesive in the middle, but like I said, I had no idea where my rip was going to be. I had no idea anything. All I did was put adhesive around the outside edge of the vellum because I knew I was going to be safe there. Other than that, I didn't put any adhesive down, and so it does buckle my my vellum just a little bit, but that's it. And these photos are just of my family and I heading to Twin Falls. That's it, Twin Falls, Idaho. That's where we were headed for I think a day trip. I don't think we even stayed the night, or did we stay the night? I don't remember. I will know more once I actually get my photos. I think we ended up staying the night and then coming back the next day. Yep, to be honest, judging by the photos that I'm looking at. So I'm going to use that scrap piece of cardstock that I had earlier. This one it's pewter, but it's from a different time. Now, when I say that, Close to My Heart is notorious for tweaking their formulas almost every year. I noticed this way back in the day when I first started. I always told the people when, I was selling Hot and Heavy, that if you buy an ink pad, buy the re-inker that year, because if you bought an ink pad and bought the re-inker next year when your pad actually might need it, then you're going to end up with a different formula. They're just famous for tweaking it ever so slightly, and it is just ever so slightly. And when I put this scrap piece of paper on top of the paper that I used for my whole background, I could see that variation in the paper as well as the ink pad. So anywho, I just thought that I would throw that out there, but I scuffed it up. I trimmed it a little bit on the big side so I could scuff it up. I inked it so that way it had almost a two-layered look. And then, of course, I overlapped my photos to the point where I was just getting rid of all that dead space. Even though I could have cut it all down, I like doing this with my photos. I like overlapping the dead space within my photos instead of trimming my photo down exactly, around the subject matter. So anyways, I went ahead and I trimmed off that big white border on my globe. I'm just not a fan of those large white borders, you guys. So I do that quite frequently. Then I took my Pink Fresh, Your Heart is My Compass type of deal, and I inked it again with that weathered wood in Distress Oxide. So that way it kind of looked like it was fading, and it was also 3D, like it was going around the globe. And I attached it right in the middle. It was the perfect fit. I did not even have to trim it down, cut it, do anything with it. It's awesome. And then I went ahead and inked that close to my, or I'm sorry, Creative Memories border. Actually, it's a partial border. I already used some part of that border. It was a 12-inch border. But you can't even tell that I inked it, so it's okay. I felt better afterwards. Anyways, now I'm just using my fingernail to scuff up around some of my other edges as well. And once I started laying all my pieces down, I realized I want more to my title. So Go Everywhere is what I wanted as my title. And then I thought, well, what if I added the word together? Go Everywhere Together. And I thought, oh, that's such a sweet little title. So I went ahead and found this raw chipboard alpha set that I picked up from probably a kit somewhere. I have no idea. In all honesty, I don't purposely go buy these alphas, you guys, so they must show up in kits. That's my explanation for how anything gets in my craft room. Don't tell my husband. So anyways, what I ended up doing is I took the weathered wood in Distress Oxide, inked the bottom half. Then I took weathered wood in Distress Ink, inked the top half, then went back over it with the oxide, and then I added some crackle accents on the top. And then once that was dry, I added some Distress Oxide spray into the cracks of the crackle just to give it that used look. I love doing this, by the way. It does take a couple hours because you have to wait for the crackle to dry, but it just looks amazing. Well, then I came back and started putting my layout together, and unfortunately, I thought I had the camera on, and I did not, and I apologize, you guys. So I've already placed up all my tickets and my globe, and we're going places. I've already done that. I already glued, I glued my photos down, my brad down. I ripped my border in half so that way it was going behind my photo. And now I just got done placing my title down. I did have to glue it because once I put all that liquid goodness down, it did kind of warp the chipboard a little bit. So I just ended up just gluing it instead of using the sticky back. That's never sticky anyways. Come on. Now I'm going to take that Distress Oxide spray in weathered wood yet again and just give it a little bit of splatter so that way it looks cohesive and it holds. The splatter just seems to bring all of my clusters together. Does it make it look like there's one giant cluster? Kind of, sort of, but not really. I just like how it fills in the gaps, or it gives me that enamel dot look without all the enamel dots. I love that. No sequins, no nothing, just splatter. I love that. And that is my layout today, you guys. I really, really like how it looked. Like I said, I didn't need the rip in there, but I'm glad I put it in there because it just added another something to the layout. I just love this. I wasn't too sure about the color combination, but then the more I looked at it, and actually I put the swatch on my layout, I think I did pretty good. I got the browns, I got the lights and the darks, and I just got it all. Be sure to check out Janet Fritz. She is my cohort in this and playing along with me with Color Craze. Also, check out Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches Facebook group. And those of us that are filming it, there is a playlist that we are all adding our videos to. And thank you so much, Rachel, for this beautiful sketch. I had a blast. I really, really did. So anyways, thank you so much, and I will check y'all later. Bye.